Hello, this is C-Dub with ProducerClubhouse.com, and today I'm going to share with you my top 10 sounds, software instruments that I use in Logic. These are my top 10. These are the ones I can't do without, and I want to share them with you. So let's get straight to it. My top 10, we're going to start at 10, and we're going to work our way all the way to the number one. It's this sound right here. It's a bass sound, synth bass sound. It's in the ES2 synthesizer, and it is the hybrid bass. Okay, so if you click on synth bass and go to hybrid, it's gonna sound like this. I like it because of the touch. You know, if you touch it soft, it sounds like that. You get harder, it gets more gritty. So like a lot of times when I'm doing fast stuff, I like to use stuff with that kind of touch to it. You know. All right, so that's number 10. Let's move to number 9. The velocity bass. All right, this one's going to be in this one right here. It's the ESP. All right, and this is the last bass on here. And it sounds like this. It sounds similar to the last one, but the difference is when you hold it, it just goes away. Okay, it doesn't keep holding. Sometimes I like to use sounds like that versus something that's just going to keep holding. It depends on what kind of track it is or what kind of song it is. All right, so I really like that one. Now I'm gonna go to another bass that I like, and this is number 8, and it sounds like this. All right, this is in the ES1 synthesizer, and it is called deep bass. And as you notice, this one has really no bite to it. It sounds like it's just saying, okay? And that's what happens when you use the pitch or the modulation wheel. It does something like that, okay? So this is more used for like when I do like R&B stuff or stuff that sounds like R&B type music. I use this to put underneath everything, and it just creates a real warm bottom feel for the music. So check that out. I mean, trust me, you're gonna like that if you try it on some songs. Trust me, you'll like it. All right, number 7, the Glide Surfer. Okay, this is in the ES1 synth, and it's just in the synth leads department or category. And you just click on Glide Surfer, and it sounds like this. Okay, so this is more of a lead sound. Like, especially if you want to put it at the top of a song or somewhere in the hook. All right, it's a very cool sound to implement into your song. So check that out. Try to use that and see what you can come up with that. All right, so number 6, it's called Vintage Classic, and it sounds like this. Okay, so this one is found in the ES1 synth, and it is, of course, in the synth leads, and like I said, it's Vintage Classic. I love this one because of what it does when you push up the modulation wheel. I love it. It's just like, it's just enough vibrato, you know, it's not too much. Okay, so I love that one. That's almost really my favorite one, but I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, so the next one, I named this the sub bass, but basically it's what you get whenever you click on the EXS24 sampler, either mono or stereo, and it's the first sound that comes up. It sounds like this. This is like a must-have. I don't care what kind of music you're doing. You got to have a sub bass. You just have to. And I found this to be one of the most clear stock factory sub basses in Logic, and it just sounds great no matter what. So you got to check that one out. I mean, you have to. And the great thing about this one too, you can also use it as a lead sound up top. So you can, okay, so it can kind of be used for two different things. You can use it for the bass or the lead. Sometimes I even play chords with it. Almost sounds like a rose in a way. Okay. All right. So check that out. Number 4. It's the classic Techno 3. All right. This is in the ES2 synthesizer. You go to synth leads, and it's like the 5th one down, and it sounds like this. All right. I like to use this kind of to take the place of a distortion guitar, or I may use it with it. But that's what it sounds like. All right, so you can use that in like dance music, techno music, whatever kind of music you want to use it in, but it sounds really good mixed in with a distortion guitar, or you can just use it to kind of give a hint of a distortion guitar if you don't have one. So I love that sound, and I love the way that when you hit it like I'm doing up here, it just stops and it gives you that really computer techno type sound. Whatever you want to call it. So when you use the modulation, it sounds like this. Okay. All right. Pretty cool sound. I love it. It's number 4 for me. Now, number 3. People always ask me, where do I get my brass sounds or my synth brass sounds? Well, one of them comes straight from Logic's factory sounds. All right. And it's in the ES2 synthesizer, and it's the synth brass, and you go to brass section. All right. And it sounds like this. All right. Let me turn it down a little bit. All these Logic sounds are hot. If you notice on all of them, I have them all kind of turned down. So, all right, really, really cool sound. It sounds good, especially when you mix it in with music. Oh, it just sounds great. And if you use it with other synth brass sounds or even live brass sounds, it sounds like so cool. So try that sound out, and I'm sure you'll love it. All right, so now we're down to my last 2. And these are my top 2 sounds that I always use and I cannot do without. All right, here's the first one, and you'll see why when I play it. All right, who doesn't like that sound? Everybody likes that sound. If you bust that sound out in church, people look at you like, yeah, because everybody recognizes it. Or if you bust it out anywhere, wherever you want to play it, it's a great sound, and it goes very well in music of all styles, especially R&B type stuff. You hear it all the time. So also sometimes I'll go in and I'll tweak this sound if I want to play chords with it, and I'll just put it on poly, and I'll move the voices up to at least like 8, and now I can play chords with it. All right, so that's like on the top of my list for sounds, because you just have to, you got to have one of those type of sounds. You just have to. All right. And then my top sound that I love, and I use it live. I use it on my album. I use it on records. I use it wherever I go. The Super Fat Moog. All right. And it's in the ES1 synthesizer. Go to synth leads, and it sounds like this. I really like the sound. It's just one of those sounds I just love to use. I use it in all types of scenarios, especially live situations where I have to do like a solo or something like that. It just cuts through everything and it comes out crystal clear. So I hope you enjoyed this once again. This is C-Dub with ProducerClubhouse.com. Of a track that you want to create. So what is the first thing you should do? Okay, I like to do this. This is like one of my tricks that I use. Okay, you ready for it? Tip 1, write down every instrument that you think would go good in this type of track. So, and then back to B flat. So that's your loop. So you have all right. So take that,